Happy Thanksgiving, Pass the Bible On family. Thank you so much for tuning in to another video, and today we have something so special planned. We asked our Eye of the Light actors to send in clips of what they were thankful for, and these are some of the beautiful messages that we got back.
I am thankful for plenty of things, primarily my relationship with God. I'm also thankful for my family, for my church family, and so many other things. The very simple things that we take for granted, like our health, our jobs, the roof over our heads, the food that we enjoy, so many things. So I want to give you guys one thought, right? At this time, you may not always feel thankful. There may be so many things that you think you're lacking. But the thought I want to give you guys is this. If you could only keep for today the things you were thankful for yesterday, what would they be, right? If you could only keep for today the things you were thankful for yesterday, what would they be? I can tell you there would be plenty of things you would be thankful for last night if it meant that the only way you could have them today is through your thankfulness. I'll let you answer that for yourself. I'm sure there's hundreds of things that you would say, I really am glad I get to keep because of God's grace. So on that note, happy Thanksgiving and have a blessed.
What I'm most thankful for this year is God's new mercies. Every day, just being able to wake up, and if I fail throughout the day, to be able to start over. It's just such a blessing from God to just know that we are not condemned by God, but to know we are loved and we are forgiven. Just getting that fresh start is definitely something we can never buy. It's not anything we can ever repay. And it's something I'll always be grateful for, especially as we see now, as people pass away from the coronavirus, as people pass away from car accidents and situations that we just can't control. Just being able to get a fresh start in the morning is definitely God's mercy being daily poured out on all of us, and that's something that I'm most grateful for.
Hello everyone. During this Thanksgiving season, the few things that I am most thankful for is my health, especially during the pandemic, my family, and the fact that we can always place our hope in Jesus. No matter what, regardless of what we're going through, even when we don't have our health or we don't have our families, God is always there. And so that is the one thing to be most thankful for. And so regardless of what anybody's going through, I pray that they find the same comfort and just knowing the Lord is on their side. Those are the few things that I'm most thankful for, among many other things. And I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
What I'm thankful for this Thanksgiving is the fact that He got me out of bed today, gave me the willpower to get through the day, and He has brought me back home. He's had His hand of protection over me all throughout today. Now, tomorrow might have its troubles of its own, but it won't erase His goodness. And it won't erase all the days that He's allowed me to come home safe. I don't want to take that for granted. There's a lot of things that we don't see in the physical realm, but His protection, His ministering angels, they get us through the day. So I just want to thank God for that. Happy Thanksgiving.
One thing that I am very thankful for is the fact that we have freedom of religion here in America, because there's so many places all around the world where they're not as fortunate as we are. Something like attending a Bible study in a basement, or having to bless their food with their eyes open because they know if they're caught with their eyes closed praying to God, they can be shot and killed in just 1 second. And these are things that never have to cross our minds because we live in a country like America and we have that freedom. You know, we don't go to church in the back of our minds thinking, am I going to come back home to my loved ones? Or am I going to be put in jail for the rest of my life? You know, these are things that we never have to think about. And I'm extremely thankful for that.
Something I'd say I'm thankful for is the ability that God has given us to see what's good for us, to see what we need in this life, especially when we enter new chapters of our life, new experiences in our life. An example would be for me personally. This semester I've been in college now, my freshman year, and college really has a lot to offer. It has everything to offer, really. I mean, beyond just the academics and the education, getting the degree, there's really all different types of sports and activities, events, all of these things. But I think a lot of the times we get carried away in what we want to do. We want to explore everything and things that maybe are not fruitful, not pleasing to God. And a lot of those times, I think we don't recognize the things that we don't need, and that we need to stay away from it because it's not a part of what God has given us or allowed for us to have. I think that's what I'm thankful for. Just understanding the differences between the things that are of God and the things that we really don't need in life. It won't be something that fulfills our purpose while we're here on earth.
Our I the Light actors and actresses put it so beautifully. They all acknowledge that everything that we have is from God. Whether that's materialistic things, like the food that we have or our shelter, or things like our health or the mercies of God that are renewed every day, they all very beautifully put that we should give thanks to God for all the blessings that He has given us. Sometimes it's so easy to want to only thank God when we've reached a certain milestone or have accomplished something that we want. Whether that's getting a ton of money, or finally becoming a wife or a husband, or raising children and having children, or whether that's even moving and living in the place that you want to be. We think that sometimes there are levels or quotas that we need to hit in order to be happy and then go to God to give thanks. But really, God deserves our thanksgiving every single day. Waking up every morning is a blessing. Being able to have a car to go to and from work or school is a blessing. And then even coming back home safely and having a family to come home to and food to eat is a huge blessing. We have become so accustomed and numb to all of these things and see them as mundane or just normal, and no longer give God thanks for all of the little things that are happening in our lives. Thanksgiving is such a beautiful time to really be introspective and think about when the last time was that we actually thanked God for everything that we have. And some of you might be sitting here thinking that you really don't have much, and you're in such a rough season, and there's not much that you can give God thanks for. There are some verses that I really want to share from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 16 through 18. It says, "Rejoice always, pray continually, and give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." Paul says it so wonderfully here. In fact, it is possible to give thanks and to be happy and pray in all circumstances, in every season of life, whether you are in the hills or in the valleys. And why is that? It's because He's telling us to have our eyes on eternity. No matter what is happening in our circumstance here on this earth, we have so much to be grateful for when we think from God's perspective and see it from an eternal point of view. One day, we all will be together rejoicing in the heavens forever with our God. And if that's not something to be grateful for, then I really don't know what is. We are extremely grateful for all of you, for all of your support, for your subscribes, for sharing our videos, and for all of the wonderful comments that you leave us. We really could not do this ministry without you. So we want to take time to just thank you on this beautiful day too for everything that you are doing for us. Please continue to keep us in your prayers and continue to share our content with others so we can reach so many people. Again, we just want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and we really hope that you enjoyed this day with your loved ones. Until next time, may God bless you.